Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So, it's finally time to put the snow shovels away and the salt dispenser and start working on the yard. So, this winter hasn't been particularly forgiving to the yard. There's quite a lot of sticks and down limbs, especially over here from the maple tree. And we've got quite a lot of traffic where we've kind of crushed down the grass and stuff that needs to be repaired. There's also quite a lot of traffic over here from the boys playing in the side yard where it's kind of all tore up. So a little bit worse than it was maybe last year, but in watching the videos from last year, I think we're doing better. One of the big things that I noticed this year is that we didn't have any snow mold, whereas previous years, man, we've had some snow mold. So this little front section and this side section would just get snow mold like you wouldn't believe. And I tried doing stuff like a Disease X and stuff like that to try and fight it. And one year that I did that, I swear we had snow mold even worse the next year. So I'm super impressed. I'm kind of wondering if it's because of all the yard work we did last year, if it's the strength of the lawn now as opposed to where it was before, or if I just got lucky. From out here, you can kind of see there's this little path right here. And that's basically where we buried the solar power run from the solar panels in the garage. And the grass never quite grew just about right over there. So it might be something where there's less actual good fertile soil over there, more just dirt. But you can kind of see there's different patches in the yard. So lots of different maybe types of grass that are popping up. Some quite a good bit taller than others. The trees back here dropped quite a few branches down. So that's what I'm in the middle of picking up right now. And it's May 7th. And more or less, this is like the first week we haven't had freezing temperatures at night. So it's pretty interesting how late this is in the season this year, which is an interesting curveball. Much different than last year's kind of drought situation. So this year it'll be really interesting to see how the lawn winds up doing. Looks like it's mostly coming back. There are some weeds present, and then a couple almost like that. I don't know if it's just still dormant or if maybe that's dead over there. I'm thinking it's still dormant, but I'm definitely looking forward to another interesting year trying to fix the lawn up. But I'd recommend kind of walking the property, just checking things out. And if you're looking at starting a project, it gives you a great baseline, because then you're able to see, okay, cool, here's where I started. So maybe there's some dead grass area. Maybe there's a lot of dirt showing. Maybe someone dug a hole. Oh, that's gonna need filled. Same thing with that one. But when you go look at it from next year's point of view, you might be like, oh, hey, so in my videos from last year, we had stuff where I think on the sides here, there was no grass or, weeds. It was just dirt. Now we've got green stuff. No guarantee it's actually grass, and probably a good guarantee that some of it's weeds. Yep. But it looks better than it did before. And it can also kind of help you with your gardening if you're new to the house. So for us, this landscaped area is mostly still what the previous owner had. I know there's lilies that pop up here and along here. So I would say that's what's popping up right now. The other plants, I'm not sure what they are. But what I want to do is, because I want to go in and remove these stumps, I kind of want to take these, dig them out, that way I can put them into a planter, just in case I wind up damaging them in some way, shape, or form, like traipsing all over them and stepping on them. That way this is going to be all kind of set up. And for me, when I mow the lawn, these lilies are kind of a pain in the butt. Because grass and weeds grow around it, so kind of like how the weeds are filling in here. So you either dip in to try and mow there, or you just let the weeds grow and hope that the lilies kind of cover it a little bit. And I know right about here there's a really pretty plant that did not do very well last year. So I'm hoping it's gonna do okay. And this gets pretty big, but I don't know. Hopefully this year winds up being pretty good. At least I'll have this to look back at and be like, okay, cool. Here's what we started with. And then later on I'll have a, here's what we ended with. Oh, and that's the last of the 5-gallon bucket tomatoes from last year. So I'll either repurpose the soil here to kind of fill in the lawn, or I may wind up doing something else. What I read was that tomatoes really suck the nutrients out of the soil, so maybe that soil is pretty much tapped out for, you know, actual crop growing, vegetable growing kind of things. But it might be fine to rotate in a different type of plant, or perfectly fine for filling a whole bunch of squirrel holes in the yard. So it's super weird to say that it's May 7th and this is going to be the first time mowing the lawn in 2022. But I'm going to give it a quick mow. I'm pretty sure most of the grass isn't quite up to like full mowing height. But some of these clumps are definitely getting tall, going a little crazy. And in need of a haircut. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll check you next time. On the bright side, it definitely looks better when it's mowed.